Okay, now let's take a super quick class tour just to point out a couple of things on our website. To get to this class, go to My ASU, log in, find our class under My Classes, and then just click on the name rather than the number. Here's an example of our homepage. By the way, the pages I'll be showing you are actually examples from another semester or section, but they still look like yours. Notice our 24/7 question booth, right, that I showed you before. If you watch my cursor right now, I'm circling it. Hey, send your questions there. Remember, not to our individual ASU emails or our individual Canvas messaging. Also note that under my picture here, about where my cursor is, you will see Zoom office hours. Okay, and this link includes a calendar of our office hours and the Zoom link. And I'm proud to say we have the most office hours spread over Monday through Friday of any class to my knowledge at ASU. And now see modules on the left side right under syllabus. See that now circled in red? Modules. This is where you'll be going the most in this class. This is where your weekly to-do lists are, linked to everything you need to do each item on them. If you click on modules, you will see that there's a to-do list of prep tasks to complete before the first day of class up on top. You've already done that. And under that, for each week of the class, there's a to-do list right up to the end of the semester. Do modules, to-do lists, and the tasks in them in order for them to make sense. Also, once you complete the prep tasks, then all of these weekly modules, will show up for you. You do need to complete the prep tasks to actually unlock them. Now notice the dates by the modules. Your week 1 module to-do list begins today, our first day of class. Now, let's take a look at an example of the very first to-do list of prep task modules. And you've already done this, okay? You just completed it for this class today. Look familiar? Ours is similar, right? So a list of 8 short prep tasks. Note that everything you need to do for each task was linked right there, and that's the way it will be on all of your to-do lists. You just click on each one to get there. All the links are underlined. If you did them in order, they made sense. And note also that there were 3 prerequisite tasks after that. So then, now let's look at a typical class week, a typical week. A week in this class is defined as the day of class up until the night before our next class. So Thursday through Wednesday, right? So week 1 began today with our first in-person class, and it will end Wednesday night, the night before our next class. The only thing different about week 1 from the other weeks is that you will not have a practice and real quiz yet. Those actually begin next week, week 2. So our weeks all begin with a class session. Note that instead of quarterly tests or quarterly exams, like we have in most upper-level classes here at ASU, your grade will be determined with weekly quizzes in this class. As soon as class ends, your weekly practice quiz will open, which will cover that class, the one that day, and your last online learning part, the one you completed in preparation for that class that day. So your practice quiz opens after class each Thursday. On Friday morning, your weekly real quiz opens for 2 days. And Saturday night is the deadline for both your practice and real quiz for the week. You can do your practice quiz anytime Thursday afternoon or night, or anytime Friday or Saturday, and take it even more than once if that helps you, as long as you complete it before your real quiz. Remember though, the earlier you take the practice one, the better it can inform your studying for your real quiz and let you know if you're ready to take the real one. Also note that you get 5 free points just for taking your practice quiz before your real quiz. This means you get the 5 points regardless of how many items you get right or wrong on the practice quiz. And that really adds up. It adds up to 60 points of your final grade. Finally, as you'll see on this slide, the rest of the week you will be doing your next online learning part. So let's see what this looks like in your to-do lists. So here is a random to-do list week. Okay, this one happens to be week 4. Note that all weeks begin with your class session. See the class image here? So if you look where my cursor is circling, right? And the name of the class right by that, okay? Under that, it says print your test your learning slides. So we will talk more about these later today too. But these are challenges we do in class where you practice what you learn in your online learning in preparation for that class. You will really want to print and study these test your learning slides, study them for exams, and they become available here for printing when class ends at 1:15. Notice that to-do lists are color-coded, just like your timeline at a glance. Assignment deadlines are in blue, so you can see that the practice quiz deadline and the online learning points deadline are both in blue, right? And notice that the real quiz is in red. The proctor quiz is in red. So see quiz 3 in red here. We'll talk more about proctor quizzes in a bit here. Note also that with all online parts, supplemental materials are given. We will talk more about the importance of these later, but notice them here indented right under complete part 4. Finally, the to-do list ends with how many SONA credits you should have completed before the next class. And we'll talk about those credits yet today too. So, when you leave today, you will open and start working on your week 1 to-do list. And when you leave class next week, you will start working on week 2 to-do list and so on. And when you first click on modules, you will see the dates for those weeks. In our next segment, we are going to be talking about a couple of important things along with how to earn SONA research credits needed for this class.